Vampyr is an action RPG. It's set in 1919, just after the First World War. The first time the world has seen killing on a massive industrial scale. It's completely new. And it's during the second wave of the Spanish flu, the world's worst pandemic. Even to this day, it's the world's worst pandemic. And you're playing Dr. Jonathan Reed, who came back from the First World War, where he was a field surgeon and actually a pioneer in some very interesting fields. And you wake up in a mass grave and you have a lot of questions. There are many things that he asks himself. First, he thinks he's kind of a disease that is plaguing himself. And he will try to tackle the problem with his scientific, rational mind and try to find a cure. But you will soon discover that there's something more, and it will get kind of metaphysical, I guess, because as a doctor, with all the advances and progress that medicine and science has made in the last decade, you thought just before that you could explain everything away, that God had been pushing back on the side. Suddenly, up, it's all up in the air again. Of course, you will meet your peers, other vampires, who will either guide you or try to take advantage of you. Not sure, you will discover that too. And London is still being plagued by that Spanish flu. We'll try to find if there's a connection. You will try to find a cure for that too. And you will progress throughout the game, trying to find who made you like this. As I said, we needed London to be in a dire situation, really. And that place in time was perfect. With all the casualty from the First World War and the plague, actually they didn't know what to do to dispose of the bodies at the time. And it was the perfect setting to tell our story. First, as with all Dontnod games, the strong storyline, I guess, the narrative, and the way that within that story we are putting the player in front of very tough dilemmas. That's been the case in all of Dontnod games. Then I'd say it's how we want you to feel regarding feeding yourself and taking someone's life. We made a lot of things to make it seem appealing and rewarding, but at the same time it has dire consequences that you will feel every time that you take a life. Yes, you are free to kill anyone you meet in the game. They all have names, stories. They have their own personal interests, relationship, their own endeavors. So it's not like you kill a dummy. There are people that you get to know, and you are given a lot of time to contemplate what you are about to do, and you can try to mitigate the damage, but there will be damage when you kill someone. Because, as I said, London is in a dire situation. This is the first time that they're experimenting with quarantines. Some pauper areas are very weak, like in Whitechapel. They're barely holding by a thread. And if you kill the pillars of communities, I guess, people that are really working to have everyone hanging on, it can have disastrous results. I guess in spirit and in the kind of a romantic gothic feeling that you will get out of the game. It's not the same IP, it's not the same world, it's our own vampiric lore, our own vampiric set of rules. It's our world, it's a different game, but yes, if you like that particular game, you will find it in kind spirit. the thing is, we never went about and said, oh, we have to make a game with a female lead character. Every time it was about the story and what would the best character for the story be. In Remember Me, it was important for Nilin to be a woman of mixed race because it had implication in the story. In Life is Strange, it was important to be a girl teenager because it was important to the story. Here, as I said, the setting it was really important to us, and Vampyr actually one of the elements of the lore that we explored, that we kept, is the fact that he has to be invited into someone else's home before he can enter. So the fact that he's a doctor, that he comes from a higher layer of society, really allows him to move around and get people's trust. It just happened that for that particular period in time, it just made more sense for him to be a male character. But we have some strong female character as well in the game. It's definitely an action RPG. There are all the RPG elements that you expect with the strong storyline, the kind of mission or quest, the way that you progress your character, the way that you can decide on where you branch in the story, spend your leveling up abilities, and then the combat aspect, which is part of the RPG experience, but also where the action is going to develop. There's the way that you can explore the world, all the investigation, the dialogue system, all of that makes it an action RPG. Oh, my favorite skill, as in one of the specific power, the branch. It's difficult to mention that my favorite because it would spoil something. This is not something that you get early in the game, and I'm not allowed to spoil that one. But to give you something anyway, you will find some abilities to manipulate blood, you will find some abilities to manipulate the shadows, and more that will be related to the will, to the mind, to the way you can exert your influence over other people. I guess I would not play the most aggressive vampire, but probably one of the most devious. I would definitely use my doctor skill to nurse people back to health, just so that when I kill them and drink their blood, I get more out of them, more energy, more experience, because when people are in great shape, they just give more. Get more content, you mean while they patiently wait until the release? Well, I guess there's the website where they can find a couple of concept art. Then there's your article, definitely. And we're probably going to do another demo next year. But I'm sorry, you will have to wait to get more.